Hello, new school comic book reviews. Okay, let's see if we can do a really quick one this week. Let's start with Captain Marvel number 8. Story, of course, by Kelly Sue DeCormick, and the art is by Taraka, and the colors are by Lee Lowry. Basically, this is the second part of a two-part story where you get to learn the mysteries of Carol's cat Chewy, and we find out if he's really just a regular house cat or if he's some sort of alien cat. And we do get a definitive answer. And I gotta say, for myself, it's pretty light reading. No big drama or anything like that. Just kind of fun hijinks in outer space. I gotta say though, it was slightly disappointing for me. Um, I think the thing with Chewie was pretty anticlimactic. I'm just trying to show some of the art off here. And oh, it also guest stars Rocket Raccoon, if I didn't mention that. And yeah, it's something that could have been a better story, but it was just kind of meh. Not bad, but just kind of meh. I'm hoping things pick up. We're supposed to be a guest star next issue, Leah Cheney. If you remember the old New Mutants comics from the 70s, you probably or from the 70s, from the 80s, you probably remember who she is. But yeah, Captain Marvel 8, kind of meh. It was a little bit disappointing. I hope the writing and the stories kind of pick up after next issue. Batgirl number 35, all new direction. I kind of like this cover. I find it amusing. It's pretty obvious that they're trying to go for kind of a more female-oriented, young adult, college age type of thing. It's a comic's a little bit self-conscious when it comes to that. The story is by, let's see here. Story is by Cameron Stewart and Brendan Fletcher. Art is by Bab Starr, and breakdowns are by Cameron Stewart. Basically, Barbara Gordon gets a new apartment, new roommates, kind of living more on the hip side of town. And you can see through some of the graphics and things, they're really kind of playing up the whole sort of internet, social media type of thing. I don't think that's a bad thing or anything like that. I actually think they probably should be trying to a little bit harder to reach a wider audience for comics these days. So I'm not really upset that they're trying to go for that sort of, like I said, young female adult crowd. I mean, hey, I kind of do like the art. Oh, here, this is a guest appearance by, oops, by Black Canary, who I didn't expect to see in this comic. Where's she at? There she is. So, yeah, this works pretty much as a one and done story. She's basically trying to go after a guy who's guilty of some computer crimes and some other stuff. I don't want to give too much away. Like I said, it works as a one and done and also sets up, there's an interesting cliffhanger. And it works. It's light, it's breezy, but you get a solid story and some nice art to it. So I think it's fun. I'll give the comic a few more issues. Hopefully I'm on board with it. I think it's pretty obvious that DC is kind of saw some of the attention that Marvel's got with their more quirkier titles like She-Hulk and I guess maybe Ms. Marvel to an extent. And just probably decided that's the way to go. Maybe back off from everything being so grim and gritty. And I commend them for trying something. Whoa, power surge. Lights went weird for a second there. But okay. Batgirl 35 off to a solid start, I think, with the new direction. Black Widow number 11. Story by Nathan Edmondson and art by Phil Noto. Basically, oh, and guest starring, of course, if you don't know, this is X-23 from the X-Men titles. Basically, Natasha and X-23 kind of bum rush this hotel where someone's being captured, and of course she has to, or they have to, go through all sorts of security or whatever to carry out the mission and the rescue and whatever. And it's a pretty fun issue. It's pretty much a solid action issue, good pacing, and it kind of works for me. I had dropped Black Widow for a moment, and it's not because the comic was bad. It wasn't, but it was just a budget thing, and I dropped it because I had started reading this comic, which is basically almost the same thing. You basically got here with Velvet. She is a middle-aged super spy, female character, you know, bodies here, old acquaintances there, blah 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 blah. And this is the same thing, except that this one is slightly better written than this one. It's just a little bit more layered, just a little bit more textured. It is written by Ed Brubaker, who of course has some history with Black Widow over at Marvel. And this comic here, I would say, it's pretty much the comic book Ed Brubaker would be writing for Marvel if he were still writing, or he would be writing for Black Widow if he was still writing for Marvel. Other comics I got, haven't gotten around to reading them. I got Astro City 16, Concrete Park number 2, Dr. Mirage number 2 from Valiant, Fade Out number 2, speaking of Ed Brubaker, and Moon Knight number 7. A couple of these comics have been out for a week or two, but because I'm a lazy bastard, I just haven't gotten around to reading them. Okay, and that's about it. I gotta thank you very much for checking out my videos, and you have a good day.